The Olympics is kind of that perfect landscape because there's so many stories you can tell with it to begin with, and so many platforms you can do that through. Multi-platform Olympic storytelling is something we're doing every day at NBC Universal. We're creating content that serves audio platforms, websites, streaming platforms, and linear as well. So we're always thinking about how do we take this one great piece of content and make sure we optimize it for all those platforms.
When Fernando and I sat down to decide the class, we looked at it and said, hey, this is the right time. This is 4 years away from the 28 Olympics. This is the right place, Los Angeles and USC, where all these events are going to be taking place. So this is a great way to make sure that all of our students can speak the language of the Olympics, understand the Paralympics, and kind of expand their skill set beyond just the traditional stick and ball sports.
While the class is about also telling those stories, we also hear from tons of former Olympians, people who cover the Olympics professionally.
Having guests who are really part of Rarefied Air has been a really incredible experience as a student. Our first guest was Apollo Ono, the speed skater. We've also had the Shibutani siblings and Ezra Freck, who is a Paralympian.
Then we bring in reporters, producers, people who work on the business side of the Olympics, because the Olympics is as much about the athletes as it is about how the Olympics are consumed. There's this whole ecosystem, especially when you're working in media and journalism.
Kind of a recurring theme for almost every guest we've had is how to kind of comport yourself as a journalist around athletes. You might just have one question to ask. Hit something unique, something they're going to react to, and something that they are excited to talk about.
The class provides a really holistic look at the Olympics. We're very immersed in the production aspect of creating stories about the Olympics. How do we do that? The students pitch and produce their own Olympic podcast.
So really the students were able to combine any passion that they had, whether it was fashion, female athletics, anything like that, and tell this story centered around the Olympics and Paralympics.
My partner and I, for our final project, we're producing a podcast about USC swimmers at the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal. And the highlight of that was being able to interview John Neighbor, 5-time Olympic medalist, set world records in the 100 and 200 meter backstroke.
Our podcast is both about the fashion of the Olympics and the athletic feats of the games. The 1980 Lake Placid men's ice hockey team. We looked at the opening ceremony outfits that they wore, and they wore these amazing Sherpa jackets, just an absolutely iconic look. We interviewed John Harrington, and just truly an incredible interview, an incredible experience. I wouldn't have had that experience or even thought to do it unless I had been in this class.
For our final class, every group presented their podcast project to a panel of judges.
We had the CEO of Believe, we had a podcast judge from Spotify, we had some real-world podcasters, these great people that are in the field doing the work, so they could look at these projects and say like, hey, you did a great job with this, but it would be that much better if you also did this. So the feedback that they gave on the final project really made the difference and really put the students over the top.
It's really provided amazing opportunities to be in this multi-platform class, and I would say like a pretty rare place to be in, especially being in our young age and like pretty fresh, raw, early in our careers. So I honestly couldn't be more grateful for it.